Let's meet the worst All-Star starter, Andrew Wiggins. Why is he so controversial? Or why was he even named an All-Star? There are things we need to find out, so let's get started. The reason behind it all. Every season in the four major sports, an All-Star game is held. Some leagues have more controversy surrounding the annual event than others. The NBA All-Star game always feels like there is a little more drama than the other three major sports. This year, Golden State Warriors wing Andrew Wiggins got voted to not only participate in the game, but he will also start in the event. Those who disagree with the selection will point to the fact that Wiggins ranked 24th in scoring among Western Conference players. He scores the fewest points per game among the 10 All-Star starters, and he is the only All-Star starter averaging fewer than 20 points per game. One aspect that Wiggins owes a big thank you to as a major contributing factor to his All-Star selection is the Warriors' new global ambassador K-pop star, Bam Bam. If the role sounds familiar, that's because it is the same role rapper Drake has with the Toronto Raptors. Bam Bam was not shy about his support for the Warriors' All-Star hopefuls, sharing several tweets on Twitter encouraging his army of fans to vote for both Wiggins and Steph Curry. Two of Bam Bam's tweets were the two most interacted with tweets containing the NBA All-Star voting criteria for the tweet to be counted as a vote. And this is not the first time K-pop has influenced voting or an event in the US. Virtually anytime K-pop artists or groups are nominated for a fan-voted award. Everyone was shocked because every player on the list of starter snubs is better than him. So are Luka Doncic, Devin Booker, and Donovan Mitchell, all three of whom had to be selected to one of the two guard spots, while Wiggins got the benefit of being deemed a front court player where 3 slots were available. It got people talking. Fan voting makes up half of the equation for selecting the starters. Polling of players and media compromises 25% each. Players receive a ranking based on their place in the vote totals, 1 for first, 2 for second, and so on. A weighted score determines the starting lineup, with the lowest scores earning the slots. So this leads to the major question. How did we end up with Wiggins? And again, it all leads to Bam Bam. Wiggins finished third in fan voting behind James and Jokic. Combined with his 5th place tally from the players and a 6th place spot among media members, his composite score of 4.25 beat Green's 4.75. There was much discussion about the NBA All-Star Game on social media following the announcement of the starters. That discourse continued with television, radio, and social platforms discussing the injustice of the voting system well into the following day. While the selection of Andrew Wiggins took center stage, Atlanta Hawks star Trae Young, earning a starting nod from the Eastern Conference, got its share of outrage as well. Put those two results together and the NBA got what it wanted from the voting process. People talked for close to 24 hours straight about the NBA All-Star Game. It fell solidly in the territory established more than a century ago by American showman P.T. Barnum declared, "There's no such thing as bad publicity." It's okay to think Wiggins wasn't the best choice as a starter for the NBA All-Star Game. With that fact becoming a talking point all over the media, the NBA won the news cycle. Kevin Garnett loves him. Kevin Garnett told ESPN that Wiggins is one of his favorite players to watch in the NBA. However, the big ticket admitted the swingman pisses him off. "He's one of my favorite players to watch, and he pisses me off at the same time because he has the ability to be on another level. Wiggs' question mark has always been consistency. Not if he has the ability to be a superstar, but the consistency of being a superstar," Garnett said. Wiggins averaged 19.7 points, 4.3 rebounds, and 2.3 assists in 442 games with the Timberwolves. However, he only shot 44.1% from the field, 33.2% from beyond the arc, and 73.4% from the free throw line. Minnesota fans wanted Wiggins to be an all-star who turned the franchise into winners alongside Towns, but the Canadian native never lived up to the hype surrounding him in high school and college. Frustrated by the perceived gap between Wiggins' talent and performance, Garnett wondered about the youngster's passion for the game since he couldn't understand how someone so physically gifted struggled to be consistent. "I thought he liked basketball, but I don't think he loved it. Like, Wiggs has other interests in life. He has other things that stimulate him, and I have to respect that. I still believe what I believe in him. He is at a great age to be able, if he wants, to take it to the next level," Garnett said. Who is his favorite player? Part of his early obsession with the NBA had to do with the prolific scorer and polarizing personality, Allen Iverson. I can create for other players. I can get to the basket and finish around the hoop. I can dunk it. I can shoot the three-point shot. I have a smooth touch with the ball. My favorite player of all time is Allen Iverson. He was undersized, 6 feet. He could score whenever he wanted to score. He single-handedly brought his team to the finals," he said. But he's given a couple of different answers when asked to name his favorite player. One was Vince Carter as well, which makes a whole lot of sense. COVID drama. COVID-19 vaccination became a little bit dramatic in the league. The Golden State Warriors worked around Wiggins' reluctance to take the shot. The matter has led to ongoing discussions between the league and NBPA regarding COVID-related protocols and procedures. The NBPA has stood firm in not budging on the demand regarding the players not being required to take the vaccine. According to ESPN, around 85% of players are vaccinated, while the NBA referees and most team staff are mandated to be vaccinated. The matter took a complicated step forward as New York and San Francisco recently enforced a new law requiring vaccination for large indoor outings. And Wiggins' story moved to the forefront as he was ready to forfeit a significant amount of his salary. In the weeks before the start of training camp, Wiggins' vaccination status became a significant story. The veteran swingman remains one of the most notable players who have yet to take the COVID-19 vaccine. His decision has drawn more scrutiny due to the San Francisco Department of Public Health stating last week that everyone 12 or older must be vaccinated to attend a large indoor gathering. Despite the possibility of missing all 41 home regular season games, which would result in losing roughly $8.9 million, the player stuck firmly to his stance. "It's my problem, not yours," he said. He even denied a religious exemption for the vaccine, adding that he wasn't uncomfortable with the media attention. "It's not uncomfortable. I'm confident in my beliefs and what I think is right, what I think is wrong. I'm just going to keep doing what I believe. Whether it's one thing or another, just going to keep doing it," Wiggins said. Are the Warriors trading him? The Warriors traded for Wiggins towards the end of the 2019-20 season with many question marks around him. His contract was considered too big for a player who had hit his ceiling. The Minnesota Timberwolves were forced to give up a pick that became Jonathan Kuminga and Wiggins to get back D'Angelo Russell. And let's admit that the Warriors' salary bill is already the highest in league history. The contract Minnesota traded Wiggins on ends at the end of next season, making Wiggins' extension eligible from this season onwards. But with their rising wage bill and luxury tax penalties, San Francisco Chronicle's Connor Latorno believes if the Warriors are to cut salary, trading Wiggins is their best option. Wiggins has started playing up to his contract value, so his trade value will be extremely high this summer. But after his performance in the finals, it would be a non-competitive move on the Warriors' part to trade him before his contract is up. For a trade to go through, the Warriors will have to take a similar salary amount back through other contracts, unless they trade Wiggins to a team with cap space. Is everyone grateful for him? Last month, Andrew Wiggins received a kick-out pass on the right wing from Steph Curry, blew by a closeout defender, saw the rim in front of him, and launched for a tomahawk dunk that came at the expense of Luka Doncic. A consensus of Warriors agreed after the game that it was their favorite of Wiggins, and it was also an exclamation point. After Game 3, Klay Thompson said, "I can tell you everybody in the organization is happy he's here. Without him, we would not be where we're at. He's just having a great run. He was an all-star for a reason. He's a fantastic two-way player. You don't win in the playoffs without guys like Wiggs," Kerr said post-game. What do you think about Andrew Wiggins? Do you think he should have been voted? Let us know in the comments down below.